Have you ever had a moment so shocking, so unbelievable, that you wondered if you were living in some kind of twisted dream? That's exactly what happened on what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, my wedding day. Because when I walked into the church, my jaw dropped. Standing there in front of the guests was my own sister, wearing my wedding dress. My name is Emily. I grew up in a small town in Ohio, in a family where my parents always compared me to my younger sister, Hannah. She was the pretty one, the golden girl, while I was told I was too quiet, too plain, too serious. But I worked hard, went to college, built a career, and finally I met Mark, the man I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. The day Mark proposed, Hannah hugged me and said she was so happy. But behind her smile, I felt something else, jealousy, and as my wedding got closer, the cracks started to show. First, she complained about her bridesmaid dress. Then she said my wedding theme was boring, and when she came over to help me plan, she spent more time criticizing than supporting. But the real nightmare came 2 nights before the wedding. I went to the boutique where my dress was stored, and it was gone. The staff was frantic. They thought maybe I'd already picked it up, but I hadn't. I searched everywhere, but with the rehearsal dinner coming up, I had no choice but to wear a backup dress, something simple, not what I had dreamed of. I felt heartbroken. That dress wasn't just fabric. It was months of saving, dreaming, and imagining walking down the aisle in it. And then came the wedding day. I was nervous, but trying to hold myself together. Guests filled the church, music played, and I was ready to meet my groom. But as I stepped inside, silence fell. Gasps echoed through the room. And there, standing at the front row, was Hannah, wearing my stolen wedding dress, smiling as if she was the bride. I froze. I couldn't breathe. My own parents looked away, pretending not to notice. Mark's mother whispered, "Isn't that your dress?" My heart broke. My hands shook. But in that moment, something inside me shifted. Instead of running, instead of crying, I walked up to the altar with my head high. When I reached Hannah, I leaned close and whispered, "You can wear the dress, but you'll never wear my life." Then I turned to the guests, smiled, and continued the ceremony as if nothing had happened. Because here's the truth, a dress doesn't make a marriage. Love does. And Mark, my husband, held my hand tighter than ever, whispering, "She could never take what we have." That day, Hannah humiliated herself far more than she ever humiliated me. Because while everyone saw a bitter sister desperate for attention, they also saw a bride who refused to let anyone steal her joy. And as we walked out of the church, Mark kissed my forehead and said, "Emily, you'll always be the real bride, in any dress. Sometimes, family will try to break you. Sometimes, jealousy will push them to cross lines you never imagined. But strength comes from knowing who you are and what they can never take away."